So here we go. There we go. This is my second meeting. I'm getting a little wild. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you how to download the Microsoft Office for free. So here we go. So we just saw a little bit ago. We're going to see it again. You're going to log into your district email account. Once you're in there, you'll see your emails, but there's 6 dots up the top left-hand corner. You're going to click on it. It's going to say Office 365. You're going to click right here where this arrow is, and it opens it up to this window right here. You're going to see right here where it says Install Office. So if I come right here, and I'm going to, instead of doing this app, okay, the app doesn't have access, and that's a problem. We're going to do the other install. And to make sure that we get access, we're going to also then click on View Apps and Devices. So you see there's icons. There's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, but there's an A for access, and that's what we need. So you're going to click, make sure it's English and make sure it's the right bit. Most likely it's 64 if you've got a somewhat current computer. Then you're going to hit install. This is going to put everything that you need on your computer that you have to have for this class. Now, there's one problem. If you have Chromebook, it's not going to let you do any of this stuff. You're going to have to find a computer to use Chromebook, and we'll talk about that. It's really easy. You can borrow cousins, aunts, uncles, mom, dads. You can even check one out from the library right now. They'll check one out, and I'll send that out in links. Probably, I got a baccalaureate tonight, so probably I'll send it out tomorrow morning if I can remember, if you need to borrow one from the library. If you are a Mac user, you can get the same thing, except it does not have access. They do not make the Microsoft Access for Macs. It's a database program that we need. So when we get to that point, if you've got a Mac, you can use the Word, you can use Excel, and you can use the PowerPoint. However, when it gets to Access, it's a no bueno. You'll have to check one out from the library or start figuring out right now. I have a cousin that has a PC. Yes, you can do the same install on your cousin's PC. It's going to be good. Your mom, your dad. I don't want you going out and buying a new computer just for this class. You don't need to do that. Send me $900 and I'll save you some money. Don't need a brand new computer. If it's 6 years old, you might struggle. But if it's fairly recent, purchased recent, you're going to be okie dokie. All right. Is there any questions with getting Microsoft onto your computer for free? Well, I must have did a good job. Did it twice. All right. Now I'm going to go in to our 4-week summer school class. So y'all all following me right now. I'm going to go into the student view so it makes more sense. This is our interface on Chrome. Somebody shake your head if you can see that. Can you see that? Yay. Our Zoom meeting was, if you click on it, the icon comes up. For some reason, if that icon switches to something else, I don't have weekly or daily lectures online. I'll show you where I have them as we get ready to go. But if this changes, like probably in a couple days, maybe 3 or 4, I don't have it prepped yet. But when we start moving in SAMs into projects, which is probably 3 or 4 days in, I want to review how to do it. And I'll put a little link up there saying, learn how to do projects, click here, and I'll give you the Zoom meeting time. I will record that. So if you are working, I do not want you to take a day off from work. You can watch the video, okay? So this is kind of what we have. My contact information. Everything that we do in this class is found under modules. Every step, everything that we do. But before I start that, I'm going to go into syllabus because we have to touch on that. Once again, some of you have made the comment, the ISBN that I have in my syllabus is really the correct one too, but the bookstore gets a special deal. I'm telling you, it's a really good deal. You could not purchase this software anywhere for $100. I think somebody said it was $75. It's an outstanding deal. The textbook in the bookstore in the little card online is correct. Because they got a package and I worked a deal out, they changed the ISBN for special coding reasons. So just so don't panic, Sometimes the ISBNs don't line up. Whatever they have in there should be correct. I would like everybody to get on this Remind app. If you click on it, you don't have to get the app. You can actually just put these things in, one in the 281010, and then the message at IS15 online. What you do is you get messages from me, especially since it's 4 weeks. Most of it is a reminder, hey, we have a quiz coming up. I never made students do this in the past, have this application or sign up for it, but I found that students are doing much better when they have these text message reminders. If you do not get a reminder, I might have forgot, but don't hold that against me, because if you look right here under the timeline, everything is laid out. Day one, hey, congratulations, nothing's due tonight. Tomorrow, day two, you have a discussion board, which we're going to cover, and an orientation syllabus exam, which we will cover. Day three, quiz two, and everything's laid out for us. If you don't like looking at it like this, you can go to calendar, and under calendar on Canvas, everything is done. It tells you when things are happening. You see, like the word is due on the Monday. I give you the weekend to kind of work through it, because I know there seems like there's a lot of work, but there isn't. And then Excel is due Sunday at 11:59, gives you some time. The only one that kind of hits you at the beginning or at the end of the week is this Access and the PowerPoint. But everything is laid out in a timeline. So let's go back into the course. Syllabus area is big. Your software and your SimNet and Connect, once you do the syllabus exam, everything else will be done inside these two applications. Every test you take, except for the syllabus exam and your discussions, will be done inside there. And it's really good software. It helps us a lot, and we will talk about it in just a second here. Modules. I only give you the first 5 days because I have them all done. But if I loaded 18 days in this, it usually is pretty intimidating, and I don't want you to freak out too soon. So here's the first week, ready to go. Touch this little triangle, talks about the Zoom meeting, some information inside, how to get on Remind. It tells you, whoa, before day 2, syllabus and discussion board have to be done. When you click on the discussion board, until 11:59, so it's kind of locked. I need to open it back up a little bit. You're going to write a discussion, answer a question. Basically, it's introduce yourself, post it, and then you got to read through some others, and you got to reply to 2 others. So to get 100%, you're going to have to do your post and reply to 2 other people. Since this is such a fast-moving class, what I would do is write your response first, wait a couple hours or until this evening, look for somebody else to post, and then reply to them. Okay. That's how that works. And then talks about how to do Connect, how to do SimNet. Okay. It's all here, Connect and SimNet, how to register for it. You can have a free 14-day trial for both of these. So you can log in. This video here will show you how to register and get that 14-day trial period. Because some of you guys have ordered online. Usually the bookstore sends the 2 codes, the SimNet and the SimNet and the Connect codes to you by email. Sometimes there's a delay. So don't panic. I'm giving you 14 days, and this class is 18 days long, not counting the weekends. So you should be able to get it done. Don't put off buying the codes. That's the most frustrating thing is people wait, they wait. They go, oh, my trial expired. I need the codes. You email the bookstore. Guess what? There's a test due that night. The bookstore doesn't get back to you. That's not my problem. So I would say it's a 14-day trial. At most, take 8 and make sure you get the codes in by then, and I can help you walk through it. Day 2, here it goes again. It tells you everything what's happening. It talks about the syllabus and the orientation. Day 3, these are due. Well, it's day 3. Day 3 is the 26th. Now, let's look into this a little bit. I have notes for each chapter. And it's amazing if you click right here, guess what? I also have all my lectures done. Okay. All the way through, should be more than 4. There you go. Yeah. I'm moving them around because I like I don't do chapter 2 because basically chapter 2 has a little bit of everything about the book. And if I started lecturing on chapter 1, I'm sorry, I would never get out of chapter 1. So I just jump into the topic areas. So let's look at this. So if I click on it and I say, watch the video, and you're going to see a little spinner start happening here. If that just spins and spins and spins and never stops, you can hit F5 on your keyboard and refresh it, and I guarantee it'll come. Okay, there's nothing flash in here, by the way. If you get some message about flash, there's no flash. It's all HTML4. So you have our lectures, you say start. I'm going to turn it off so I don't hear it the whole time. You hear my voice. We go through here, animations just like you were in my class. Videos that you can watch that I would show. And look, there's questions in here. And you can answer them. I'm not even going to read. I'm just going to say submit. Nope, try again. Nope, try again. Nope, I bet you it's this one. Voila. Nope, it's messing me up. Hold on. Boom, correct. Is this the quiz? No, this is just to help you keep on path on the lecture. So you submit it, and I start talking some more. And there's another series of questions. If you go through my lectures, there's 14 questions within my lecture. If you listen to my lecture, follow along with the book, which we'll talk to about some other stuff in there. There's no reason you shouldn't do well in my quizzes. Okay. So that's my lectures. So let's go back. I even have a little orientation here. I want to show you my notes. You do not have to turn these in, but this will help you, especially for tests. It's done on a PDF. This is my notes that go along with my lectures. I used to give all my notes to people, but then they wouldn't pay attention to the lecture. And then I would give no notes, and I'd make them take notes on all my lectures, and they couldn't keep up. So what I did, I kind of settled in the middle. I wrote my notes out, and then I left spaces. I took out words that you can kind of fill in the blanks. It's very effective. It doesn't give you everything. You have to listen to the lecture to figure out what is and what's supposed to fill in the blank. I would use these to help study for the quizzes, especially the midterm and final. There is no shock on what's going to be on my midterm and final, only if you've slept for the last 2 weeks and decide to take my midterm. If you've done nothing and you take my midterm, it's going to be a shock. So I'm giving you my notes. Those are my personal notes. It doesn't have my stupid jokes on there, but it has my notes, and that's what I use. So you're getting the real deal. And I've given you all my lectures. If we log into SimNet, let's go into Connect. Connect is for our lecture part, chapter 2, 4, 6, stuff like that. SimNet is for the nuts and bolts, the mechanical side of Word, Access, Excel, and PowerPoint. 2 different programs made by the company. They cover 2 different topics or 2 different areas within my class. So we'll go into Connect. And in Connect, wonderful, it won't let me go in because I'm going to leave as a student. So I'm going to go in as Connect so you can see it. Connect. Oh, it's killing me. Okay. When I'm in, I'm going to go in as a student so you see what it looks like as a student. So here's inside of Connect what you will see eventually. And now. So inside chapter 2, there is a quiz, and then there's a smart book. What does a smart book do? Let's watch. Click these little little chevron that goes out. It says, do you want to begin? What this does, it assists you in reading the book. And it says, do you want to start reading or do you want to start with questions? There's two types of learners. One wants to read it all and then look at questions. And if you're like me, when I have to assemble something, I look at it and I assemble it. And then if I get in trouble, I go back and read the directions. That's what this does, the questions. So let's look at the questions. That's what I like to do. So you go like this. It asks you true or false. Prior to introduction of the World Wide Web in 1991, the internet was virtually all text, no animation, sound, or video. Huh. Let's say true. What do I feel confident? High, medium, or low for that question? Let's say, let's say medium. The answer is true. I was correct. Now, we can go to the next question if we want to. So we go next. And I'm just going to guess here. I'm going to say 4.0. How confident am I? I'm very high. The correct answer is 2. I missed that. I can read about that right now. Ready? Go. Okay. Once I answer a question correct, it'll turn green. I can keep reading through it. Oh, I understand why. You go back to the question and you go to the next question. I prefer to go that way. You can read the whole entire chapter and then go through and answer these questions if you want to at the end. But in order to get their points for this chapter, there's 90 questions and they're pretty quick to go through, but you got to go through them to get the points. Somebody said, Mr. Neighbors, do I have to do these? No, but you're going to miss out on 15 times 6 points. So that's like 2 tests almost, okay? So you don't want to do that. I suggest that you go through this process I'm going to exit this, in the Smart Book before you take any quiz. Do not take this quiz until you watch my videos, kind of take some notes and go through this. If you do the Smart Book, you watch my videos, you answer the questions, and you don't even write my notes out, just look over them, this should be a no-brainer. Okay, slam dunk. Do you have to do it in one sitting? No, look, I can go back in. I'm going to begin it again. And after it loads, continue questions. You notice it said continue. It can go back through and it'll remember where you are, what you left off. I know it starts 0, but it will remember for you what you've done. Because I'm not a student in this class, that's what's happening. Now your quiz is different. Once you start your quiz, it's due on the 26th at 11:59, but once you start it, that is it. Okay, so this is how it helps with the book information. This is the logic, the theory, not talking about the hands-on word or access. This is just book concepts that come off my lectures. Okay, so I'm going to get back out of here, return to instructor view. And I'm going to come back into here and I'm going to click on SimNet. Remember, I have videos under the modules how to do each one of these. And I will send out tons of text messages on Remind with links on YouTube. Let me go in as a student. Right, it opens up like this. You're like, whoa, what do I do? Well, first thing we do on the timeline is talk about Windows. There's an application test and there's a training. Do not take the test before you do the training, please. Now, here's the nice thing. In SimNet, I let you take it 7 times. So your test, if you miss up the first time, I go, take it again. It's much like a mechanic. If I take the application part of this class, if I go get my car fixed and I drive it out and it still makes the same noise, what do? I take it back to the mechanic to get it fixed. This is the same concept. If you don't get it the first time, you take it again. Okay. A lot of students will come back towards the end of the semester and beg for the higher grade. And what I will do is I will go back, look at these application tests and go, huh, you were happy with only taking this once and you got a 70 and you just want 2 points. Why didn't you take that a second time to get a 90 or a better score? Bottom line is they got lazy at the beginning and decided it wasn't important. I will tell you, you'll come off all cocky. Windows is kind of easy. You're going to come off all cocky on Word like you know it all because you've been on it since 6th grade. You're going to get started these projects, which I will explain as we go. It'll be another lecture. We'll have a Zoom meeting on this. It's not mandatory, but I'll record it. And I guarantee you, you're going to be going, I never knew that Word could do this. I didn't know that. We're going to get into Excel, and that's where people start going, woo, that's pretty cool. I didn't know it. And then we're going to touch Access. Access is a database program. It kind of gets you exposed to, it's a small database program, but it gets you some exposure. Probably 5%. I would say if I took a poll right now, probably 2 or 3 people in this class of 100 and some odd students have ever seen or worked on Access. So it's going to be different for you. So plan for that. Okay, then we end up with PowerPoint. PowerPoint is PowerPoint, and PowerPoint doesn't get any harder than PowerPoint. We do some imaging stuff that where we layer things forward and back that gets kind of confusing at times, but that's not a hard one. Excel and Access tend to be the one where people start calling me all the time. Okay. So we go in, let's look at this training. You're going to say, no way, there's 25 trainings. So how do I start it? Well, let's start right here. Take a lesson. We come on in, and it's got everything. It has the read. And sometimes they bury questions in the tips and tricks. I think is kind of cheesy. They might ask you a question on the test, because they do generate these little test quiz things. Here's how I explain the show me, guide me, and let me try. My wife is very linear. She will always start at the show me, which it models what you're supposed to do. Then there's a guide me where it'll give you step by step by step. And then there's the one that lets me try. They just say, here's what I want you to do it. There is nothing wrong with that way, but you only get points for let me try. So here's how I do it. I go, let me try. It doesn't hurt. So I go in here and it says, which of the following points to the start? Okay. So I'm just going to say, hey. And let's say that's the let me try. And we can go through it, and it can show you a hint if you don't know. So we say done, and it says it's correct. So we move to the next one. Now, sometimes here's the tricky for Windows only. It gives you, you'll have to select 2 answers here. It doesn't say select, it says select all. There's one question that I get a ton of emails on, and I should go through and remove it, but there's 3 that apply. And I had students that go, I've tried everything, it just doesn't work. There's something wrong with this question. And I'll say, all that apply. It could be more than 2. So I keep going through here. I'm just going to guess on this one. No, it's incorrect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to show me. I don't do anything. I just listen to what it tells me to do all the way through. After that's done, I can go to guide me. Do I get any credit for this? Click on the desktop folder. Yay, continue. Open a window. Okay, correct, continue. So it takes me all the way through my task. Click taskbar. Yes. Click start menu. Correct. I got it. But I still have to go through and get success on this let me try.
Getting A's, nigga.
Steven, I don't know if you know, but your phone's not on mute. So we go and we say A, done, correct. Now the second part of that same question is, has a number of online accounts. Which of the following can she use to sign into Windows 10? Well, which one do you think it is? You want to try both of those? Nope. We'll try these 3. Haha, I just gave my trick question away. Okay, continue. It's going to load another question. If I want out of this, I can forward here, but I'm going to get out here. Too? Okay, you can actually go back to this little list, and it shows you the check boxes with what you've done and finished. Do you have to do this in one sitting? No, this is your training. Okay, you can actually go back into here, and yes, you want to exit. So I'm out of that mode. And you notice I still have a check because I haven't finished this one. Get all the checks, you get the points. Let's go back to our assignments. I use this little button at the top. I'm back into Windows. Then I take an application test. Success. Now, I got to let you know, we're going to do this. We're going to have another lecture when this comes. Why is this not going back to my library? I'll select another class maybe. When we get into Word, which is going to be our first lesson afterwards. Oh, it's not in that one. Summer. When we get into Word, there's going to be a training, an application testing, but then there's going to be 4 little projects. You're going to work live in the application. It's not going to be a simulation. When you're working in Windows, I can't make anything that's physical. So it has to be a simulation. So now when you get into projects, which we will have a completely different lecture time, I will send out training videos. I will even do one on Zoom because these are different. They're actually using the application, and we have one for every application. Once you do Windows and see a project done, you're going to be, this is a no-brainer. Okay. So I'm going to go back now into our course shell, and you're going to see discussion board here. We talked earlier in modules. You're going to have to do that first week discussion by tomorrow night, or I drop you. There's a quiz right there, due by the 31st at 11:59. These 2 syllabus, these 2 remind quizzes, I send you the password. I send it to you a couple weeks in, and then I send it towards the end of the semester to make sure I'm giving you credit for having to deal with all the emails or the text that I'm sending you. Okay. Modules, that is where we live. I have all the dates signed up already, but all I have revealed to you are the first 5 days. And in there, again, everything you need to know from lectures to even my notes. So let's look at this. We live in SimNet and Connect. Everything's done in there except for our discussion boards, our remind quiz, and our syllabus quiz. Everything else, you're going to live in those 2 programs. I'm going to let you get some time to work on the project, and usually get into the Microsoft Windows. Prior to starting the project Word, I'm going to do another Zoom discussion because, again, we're adding another layer and it gets a little more tech savvy. If you look at our calendars, some of these on our calendars, I open up things for you. I give it a week. Let me turn off my Ed 10 class that I have going on. I give it a week, but then I start opening things up so that if you want to get ahead, I have no problem with you getting ahead. I'll start once we get to the Word. I'll open up all my projects for the whole semester for 4 weeks. It's intense. I get it. And sometimes you've got to miss a day or 2. So you'd rather spend a weekend to catch up. Totally get it. I'll work with you. There's even times I'm going to email you or text you and say, hey, I'm leaving for the mountains. I'm going to spend 3 days where I don't have a cell phone or a computer. You got 2 hours until I leave. So text me or let me know what's up. And then I come back. I understand that you have that type of stuff too. So what I want to do now. No. Hey, Steve, you got to turn that phone off or mute it. I guess I should mute you anyhow. If you have a question, I'm going to stick around here now. If you have a question about how this class is going or going to be run, ask it now so everybody can learn from you as well.
I might have some questions. Is my mic working?
Yes, you just talk a little louder.
Oh, okay. I can talk a little bit louder. Sorry. I thought I had more questions, but then they kind of slipped past me. So right now I only have 3.
Okay.
So more, I know it's only like 3 weeks, this class pretty
4.
much.
I gave you an extra week, 4.
Oh, 4 weeks. Okay. So it's still relatively a short class. And so, I've noticed that like from what you were showing us, they were relative. It was like, it wasn't like it was a lot of like small work, like not anything that takes a long time, but there
Yeah.
is a lot of work to do before the 26th. So, um, how, how often or how like, you know, sorry, I don't know how to ask this question, but it's just like, how fast should we be working each day?
It's right
We
here
don't
under
have a-
syllabus, or even going to the Canvas calendar. It
Yeah.
shows you the due date, what every day
Yeah.
you're going to have something to do for 4 weeks.
So every day, it's pretty much every day we're doing stuff.
Yes. And if you look right here,
Okay.
it says, chapter 2, start studying it because it's due on the 26th. And then we get down here and it says chapter 8's coming. And if you notice, I'm telling you to work on Windows 10. And then it says start working on Word. It's coming. It's going to come on the 2nd. Keep working, boom, it hits.
That's actually very helpful. You're basically saying like, while this is happening, you should be starting this.
Yes.
Okay.
This middle columns is telling you what activities you could be working on. This just tells you
That's
to
very
do
helpful. That's very helpful. That can help at least me pace myself a little bit. The other thing was, I think I bought the SIM Connect. Like it's still like there's only two things we have to purchase, right? The
Yep,
SIM Connect
It
and
comes all together in one thing.
Oh, so it's like just a flat $160 and
No,
then
it's like $100. That's it.
I don't think I bought the wrong thing though, because it said it was 160.
Well, you bought the wrong thing.
Oh, well, I think I still have access to it. I might have
When'd you buy it?
I bought it through the class, but it was the other day.
Okay, did you buy it in the bookstore or did you buy it through McGraw-Hill?
McGraw-Hill.
Yeah, you got ripped off. You can't do anything about it. You're going to have to keep it.
That's
in the
fine.
syllabus, it says go to the bookstore. I sat
Sorry.
and I have negotiated a deal at $75, I believe. Anybody already purchased it? Is it 75 or 100 still?
I 107.
Yeah, 107 after tax. California gets $7. So,
I mean, as much as I'm a little sad that happened, I can get the money back.
I hope you can, because
I
you probably
know,
only
I mean,
bought
like-
one application. They were going to they'll try to charge you another 160 for the other application as well.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
That's why I tell people, do not buy through them. I mean, I can't tell you how long we negotiated to get the price where it's at.
Yeah, so it's gonna make me probably buy the other one too.
Yes, sir. If you can't get your
Oh.
money back, you're going to have to, because
How much is the other part?
160,
Oh, so it's like 100 or almost 300.
almost
something.
$300 if you bought through them. If you go to the closed bookstore, it's $100.
Yeah,
107, 'cause you give
when
70 to
when
them.
you said like go through the Clovis thing, I thought it. I don't know what I thought, but
I'm a
I
deal
thought wrong.
shopper and I always think I can get a better deal. And you're dealing with a deal shopper. So I made sure, because I have 5 children and most of them have gone through college or in
Yeah.
the process. And I don't want to rip anybody off with textbooks.
Yeah, I'm not worried because I mean,
Okay.
I'm not struggling to get through college with money. So,
No. Well,
but other than that,
you had another question, Dante?
Um, it's just kind of like a lighter question, not anything too serious, but basically with this class, because it is teaching us like you said there would be things like, oh, I didn't know how to do
Yes.
this with Word or this with
You will
that.
have some aha moments. How's that?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. But like with the Windows 10 specifically, will there be like things that we would be like,
Well,
oh, we didn't really know about Windows?
It all
10?
depends. It all depends each other's skills. And, I'm
Yeah.
sure I've had people that known more than I do about certain aspects about technology. If you've been around technology, you have to really focus and you get good in one area, because you can't cover the whole spectrum and be
Yeah.
experts in everything.
Um,
And I've had kids that were real good in certain parts of it, but then they were like, I didn't know that.
yeah.
In some areas you'll go, oh, I knew that. That's basic. I'm going to switch to Patty. Patty, you had
Yeah.
your hand up.
Yeah, just for planning purposes, what would you estimate how many hours per day that this going through all of this should take us?
It's a good question.
Well, some of it all depends on what you're doing. I would this first week, I'd put your construction helmet on and put your seatbelt on and see how long it takes you. And I think you can gauge after that. Once we start getting into projects, that takes a lot of time. And I forgot to show you one thing. In my projects, when we start doing projects, let me go here. When we start getting into projects, let's see, Word. That's Excel. When we get into Word, gosh, that's Excel. Maybe it's in day 4. Okay. I have every aspect of Word is already laid out for you. So I have a training video for everything that you do. Windows. Okay, Word. Well, that takes you into back one. I gotta find the wording for it. Hold on, bear with me. I'm sorry.
I think Excel is what you were going to look for.
Well, I was going to look for Word, but here's one for Excel. So there's 4 projects, right? I have a link for, this is exactly what you're going to do right here. Not that, but let me get through this advertisement. So I have every project is recorded so you can watch it. You can read it in SimNet of how to do it. You can watch it here. Each one, every unit has one. And we'll cover this next Zoom meeting. I think it's going to be in a couple days, and I'll send that out. But there's no reason to say, I don't know how to do that. This is exactly what we're going to be doing. So was I going to close this up? I have that for every application. So when you go into SimNet to do your project, it gives you directions and it just tells you step by step what to do. And if you don't understand what it says to do, you can watch the video. I have students that have the directions printed off and the video going as they're working on the Word document.
So, just as a quick question, because I don't want to rip myself another $160, even though, but so how do I get to the bookstore from Canvas?
I sent out a link. You can go to cloviscollege.edu and it'll be bookstore in the top.
Did you send the link to our student emails?
You can just go to cloviscollege.edu, the school website, and they have the
school website, and it's easy to find.
Well, it should be. It's right there.
Is it just right? Like it's front page or no?
You can hit the search button right there. I'm not sure exactly where it's at.
It's just called SimConnect. It's not called anything else.
You go to the bookstore, and then when you go to the bookstore, you can search for my class, and it's all right there.
Oh, for your class specifically. That's what I was asking. Sorry.
Yes. Athena, you had a question, and then we'll go to David.
Yeah, I had 2 questions. I was wondering, so I saw in the syllabus to install Microsoft Office 19.
Yes.
The $39.99 option, is that for Mac users only? Otherwise, it should be free.
No. It's free for everybody.
Okay, and then the other thing.
If you want to, for some reason, your parents see you watching, they're like, I want that too. You could download it for them, or you can say, here for $39, you can buy it.
Okay.
I wouldn't buy any software for this class except for the SimNet and Connect. Don't buy the Microsoft Office because you can get it for free.
Okay, and then I was wondering, do you unlock? I noticed that some of discussions and other things, do you unlock them early, or are they only unlocked on the days that they're due?
No, you at least have a couple of days. So if discussion 1 is getting ready to end, the second discussion 1 ends, discussion 2 becomes unlocked. You see what I'm saying? So you have a couple of days.
Okay.
Usually during a regular semester, you have at least a week or so.
Okay, thank you.
David, what can I do for you?
Yeah, so I picked up the.
Yay, show that to everybody. Look at everybody
here.
on the
There's
screen. Show the back
I think
side.
it's
There's one on the
Connect
front.
and then SimNet on the back.
And
So
when you
there's
open it
two-
up, the codes are in there. You got to scratch off and keep that, folks. Don't ever lose that. Keep it until after the class is over.
Okay.
Perfect.
My question was, is there a physical book
Nope.
that goes with it? No,
It's all
this is all in
digital.
here.
Like when
Cool.
like when I showed you on the video, you can access everything in Connect and in SimNet.
Read along with it. Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure I did get everything that I was supposed to.
Again, I'm going to look at the calendar real quick. Let me look here. Takes a second to load. Okay. So Word is due on the 31st. I will probably schedule something on the 26th, right after the Windows training and tests are due. And we'll do a Zoom conference where I can show you how to do projects. I'll probably do on the 27th, just so you know. That way you can finish. It's not due until 11:59. And then on the 26th, and I will post it and I will send it out and I will get it to you on Remind. Please sign up for Remind. If you go to the syllabus area, it's right there. And we will talk about how to do these projects. Again, the videos are there, step by step. Patty, did I help you with figuring out how long it's going to take to do this?
Well, it sounded like it was just gonna take me the first couple of days and figure out for myself how long it's gonna
Yeah,
take.
the frustration is going to be is, I'm just going to warn everybody across the board. Some people are going to go, oh, I can do this at the last minute. Well, maybe with the Windows, maybe as you get going, but all of a sudden you think, oh, projects are going to be just like Windows. No, they're not. I would
Oh.
always plan on finishing a day before the due date. That way you can get a hold of me when you go, oh, that's harder than I thought. And then you get cocky after Word and you're like, I can do this. And you put off access to I watch on the screen who's done in the access or the Word or the Excel. And I see who's putting it off to the last date. And then all of a sudden I get a call. Hey, Mr. Neighbors, this machine's not working right. And I'm like, well, why are you waiting until 10 o'clock and it's due at 11:59? Put the work in early so that if it's easy, you can get it done and you don't have to stress on due date. I do not turn my phone on after 8 o'clock on a due date, 8 p.m. because usually by that, I love y'all, but at that point, I think you're kind of procrastinating too late.
And then
So-
to piggyback off of what Athena said with the discussion, our first discussion question, it says it's locked until midnight of tonight.
Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to fix that.
Okay, you got it.
I'm going to go in right now. And it should, when I go in here, I change these. And for some reason, it defaults to PM. And I'm going to just make sure it was open tonight. I'm going to make sure it's open right now. So if you were to go back in and I hit save, you will notice that it's there.
Okay.
And if you run into anything like that, I can fix it for you, especially since we're so short term.
Yep, there it
Yeah.
is. It's up. Thank you very much.
Again, and also on the syllabus exam, you can take this syllabus exam as many times as you want. The reason I make you take it over and over and over is in case some student says, Mr. Neighbors, I don't think you're being fair. You never told us about this. Because usually these are the big 15 questions that people have. And I go back and go, well, you got it right on the quiz. Did we talk about your computer and networking situations?
No, we haven't touched on that
Okay,
yet.
I want to talk about that real quick with you. I'm going to look at our syllabus right here. Most of it you can go through, pretty straightforward. Again, Mac users, you cannot download Access. I don't care where you go. It's just not happening. If you do go to,
I mean, you could emulate it on a Windows 10 computer if you get creative, but
well, yeah, but if you have emulating on a Windows 10, you probably already know how to get it on your Mac.
that's a fair point.
If you come in here and you go in, this is our college. There's the bookstore, by the way. If you go into Clovis College, it's right here. But if you go into library, let me see Campus Life. See, they hide the easy stuff, I would think. It would be right there. Anybody see library? If there's a snake, it'd bite me. Bookstore, outreach, tutorial center. Well, oh, there it is. It's under academics. If you come into here to library, there's a library to go program. Let's see if I can find the technology checkout, how to return items. Here it is. Check out technology. Get on it right now. If you think there is no way my computer is going to make it, check it out right now. Because one thing I am a stickler on, Access again, Mac. If you've got a Chromebook, you're in trouble. You're going to have to find a computer or borrow one. It's not going to work for you. Might work on Windows 10, but after that, it's all over. How to get a hold of me, information.
Windows 10 Surface works or no?
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
This will show, I don't have office hours. So that's kind of summer school. I don't, that's what I'm talking about. The book. I think the ISBN is a little different because they bundled it. Do not purchase the book online. I can't stress that enough. I'm going to scroll down here to the good stuff. Here's one thing. When you want to communicate with me, you can use the Remind app. I like that a lot because I can archive that. If my boss asks for copies of transactions between students or stuff, I can print it out like that. I also don't mind doing the email, the district or the Canvas email. I keep that separate. If you want to email my district email, right here it is. But here's the deal. You're going to go into an email box that probably has 200 new emails a day. And I could lose you in there, and I don't want to do that. Okay. That is checked once a day, but boy, I have to delete a ton of stuff to find you. If you want me to find you, send me in through Canvas or use your Remind app. If I send an email or a text out to you on Remind, if you just reply to that, it just comes back to me. It does not go to everybody in the class. One thing I do need to stress is how to get your thing. It's your computer network and your software and all the other stuff. If your network goes down, you need to have a backup plan. So what that'd be is, can I go to my cousins? Can I go to my boyfriends or girlfriends? Can I go to my aunts or uncles? They have their network. Second, there you can go to a McDonald's and sit in the parking lot. It's free Wi-Fi. You can also do it at Starbucks. You can put your little laptop in your shopping cart at Walmart. It's all there for you. I was at Mad Duck the other day. They give you free Wi-Fi there. I mean, there's enough Wi-Fi that your network should not be an issue. Another thing is your computer. If your computer stops working, you need to have a backup plan, because I ain't going to do redos. Okay. It just doesn't happen. If you talk to me earlier, I'll let you take tests earlier. I will turn on a lot of stuff early. That will help you out. Being an online teacher, I've been an online teacher for quite a long time. Way before the pandemic. And our one big problem that we have in online is that, how do I deal with the night before somebody saying, my computer stopped working? And I can look and see on all this software that I have that you were working up to 11:59 and then didn't finish the project. I can even tell you what problem you were on. And then I get an email, Mr. Neighbors, my computer stopped working, or I submitted it, I promise. I don't give a lot of makeups. So please, please, please plan ahead. Make sure you have your computer figured out, your internet figured out.
I think someone was trying to ask something in the chat too.
Okay, I can't get into the chat right now. I'll
Should
try
I
to
read
look
it
at
to
it
you?
later. Go ahead.
So what they asked in the chat was, can you go to the college parking?
I don't know. That might be a good one too. Go sit in the, I don't think you get close enough. I think I have tried that for something. I don't know if you get close enough, but you can go sit on the steps or something. I don't know if they're going to kick you out. Now you got to remember, there's also the Herndon campus. You can get pretty close to that on Fur
There's a
Avenue.
few other questions, but yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
But I got some stuff I'm covering here still, Dante. Hold on.
Yep, you're good. Sorry.
What would I need to get down here to? Oh, grading scale. I got points and everything. Here's how my grading scale works. I give you to an 89 for an A, and I give you all the way down to a 79 for a B and a 69 for a C, and all the way down. I give everybody a point in advance, just because usually everybody's like, oh, I'm only 1 point away, beg, Mr. Neighbors. And I always give it anyhow. So I give everybody a point at the beginning. So now when you come to me at the end of the semester, say I'm a point away, I'll say, no, you're actually 2, because I gave you 1 at the beginning of the semester, and I'm not going to give you that. Okay. Need to see that. Here's all the stuff that we do in the points values. The big deal is, again, stay in touch with this Canvas calendar, stay in touch with our class timeline. Pace yourself, get in and see this stuff. Don't be intimidated. You're not going to break anything, folks. Just get in and do it. Questions? Right. Okay, Bailey, you had a question.
Yes, I did. Are we only meeting for Zooms when you schedule them?
Yeah, and you don't have to. I mean, I only plan on this one and one other for SimNet. Other than that, I usually do it individually if somebody needs help.
Okay, so we just go through the days that you have set for us already and we just do that work.
I have everything done for you. I've got every lecture done already. You can watch. I have every project already recorded on how to do it. There's probably not a one thing except for I even show you how to do a discussion post, but I don't answer them for you.
Okay.
So about
Awesome.
everything is done.
And then and when I purchase my program on the bookstore, I can do it all online. I don't have to go in person, right?
Yes, you should be able to do that. Now, I seen some people do have it. The nice thing is this is the 4-week class and I'm the only game in town, not a college in this Central Valley teaches IS 15 in 4 weeks. And I thank you for doing it because I know there's a little bit of work in it, but it's doable.
Okay, thank you.
Is it doable with going to work part-time or should I
No,
probably?
you're fine.
Okay. Because it's just a family business. I can probably
Okay.
call out for a few weeks.
No, I think you can do it. Just
Okay.
play it by ear.
Yeah.
Kathleen, you have a question?
So I downloaded SimNet,
Yes, sir.
but when
Yes, ma'am. You don't
I-
need to download anything except for the Microsoft Office package.
right, well, when I was putting in the login through Canvas, it pops up that I can't even get into it, saying that my Safari is
Do not
not.
use Safari. Use Internet Chrome. That's another thing, folks. Use Chrome, use Chrome, use Chrome. Don't use your phone. Use Chrome
Well,
browser.
the sad part is I have a MacBook
You can
Air.
still download. You can still download Chrome for the Mac. Go to google.com and it'll allow you can even search google.com get Chrome browser and it'll download it and you're set and ready to go. I have a Mac too and it has it.
Okay, that was my question. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Bailey has another question real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Sienna, is that how you say it? Sienna? Help me
Yeah,
out here.
I just have a question. So for the SimNet, you know how you were talking about we have like 7 attempts? Is that just for the training part or for the exams that are in there?
Exams too, but there is no video for the exams.
Okay.
And people will call me. I'll say, hey, I got a question. And I drill down. I go, is this a project or this is a test? And they'll go, it's the test. And I'm like, I can't help you on that. But I
Okay.
would go back. I'd hint to you, go back and watch Project 2 video. It'll help you. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Okay.
But you do have 7 attempts in SimNet on
Okay.
everything you do. And I take the highest score. I know. You guys got to go in to rate my professor and say, this guy's the coolest.
You do a lot of work that helps us. I appreciate it.
I try to do, you know what? Sometimes I've done so much, I over organize and I got to admit to you, I think sometimes it confuses because I have so much there.
Well,
Lila,
fair enough.
I was the one that was emailing you earlier and I had added the class. I just wanted to let you know that I had entered the ad code and all that.
and I still haven't scared you away.
No.
All right. You can do it and I appreciate it. And by the way, everybody announced, don't tell your uncle, aunt, or anything to add this class because after the orientation is over, I will not add anybody to my 4-week class. It's just too much.
IS 15s.
Okay, Kathleen, you guys still got yourself a question out there?
Sorry,
for-
no, I forgot to turn it off.
I do that all the
Yep.
time too.
I think I'm almost getting the textbooks that I need from the correct place now.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
For those of you who have got their belly full and you know everything you need to know for right now to get your syllabus quiz and your discussion post and maybe get into Windows, you can leave whenever you need to, but I'm going to stick around. If sometimes people like to ask questions, not to the group, but to the individual. So I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes, but if you have got everything that you need, that's fine. You can
Okay,
get out of here.
I found the thing I was supposed to get. I'll just fairly disappointed. I didn't understand the directions. And that's my fault. I should have
That's fine.
actually
That's fine.
I just I don't think I have any specific questions.
Kathleen, do you have any, do you have your hand up still?
Sorry.
Did you just leave it up and forget? All right, I think we've got everybody. I'm going to stop recording here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to stop recording so that I can get you this information.